Hey everybody, welcome back to Gun Tote Minnesota. My name is Andrew, and it is -8 with the real feel right now. So no, I'm not taking the mask or the gloves off. As much as I can handle, I'm going to keep all this stuff on. I'm talking about the new Pinty Optics pistol. Now, there's a couple extras on here. I have the new O-Sight S on top. Love this one. Rechargeable, multiple reticles. I have a buck rail can on the end. Very much so appreciate that. And I've got a couple of 10-round magazines loaded up. I used a Gritter Gear laser bore sighter to get this thing zeroed in, and it looks like it did a really nice job. I'm going to take a handful of shots. I'll come back and tell you about some of the features I appreciate with this pistol. All right, so you have your safety on the other side, but it does have an indicator on this side. So when I flip it, I know I'm not focused. When I flip it, you can actually see the indicator pointing on fire. With this can on here, it is substantially quieter. I would say with the can on, again from Terry over at Buck Rail, I would say this pistol is 5 or 6 times quieter than the actual sound. Here's your lever. All you have to do is crank that guy back all the way and press it forward. Let's do that one more time. Move it to fire, that helps. Wow. You guys really, really quiet with the can on there. With the can off, it's noticeable. I'll go ahead and take it off just for one shot so you can see that I'm not kidding. Even with my microphone and boosted audio and all this stuff, you're going to be able to tell that there's a substantial sound difference. There's a pop. There's a very noticeable pop. It's not, I don't know, it's not loud to my ears, but with the price of these cans and the ability to suppress it, I don't know why you wouldn't. Okay, as you see it right now, it doesn't fit in my holster quite properly. So, I'm trying to make this work. As you see it right now, it doesn't quite fit in my holster. The red dot actually prevents it. So that's not too much of an issue for me. I'm going to work on a different holster option, or I'll just put a 1-point sling adapter on the top here and sling the pistol. I actually like this for hunting. I think it's a great tool for small game, and I can throw a light on the bottom, and if I do a 1-point sling, I don't have to worry about any of that. Even in this really cold temperature, I'm still seeing a decent number of shots. It is going to be a little bit under the advertised amount just because it's super cold, guys. It's like unreasonably cold. Generally, these are not going to be something you would shoot in those temperatures. But if you're shooting in just even moderate temperatures, these are going to do great for you. I'm still having really good results with it. I'm going to dial in that 0. Let's go for a walk. So being that it's winter, it's excellent for tracking season. Obviously, I can track where all the animals are. I can see exactly where they went. And I know that I've got some 4-leggeds over there, some 2-legged critters over here, some avians. And so I'm going to try to go this direction. I do have my small game license. I'm not just, not just hunting critters for the heck of it. I've actually got the intention to go back and make some supper with this. I'm going to try to take you with me as much as I can. My camera dies really fast, really, really fast in these temperatures, so I might not do a lot of filming. I might not get anything today, but I'm going to take you with and carry this thing just on my side. Hopefully you can see. Safety on, and do it the best that I can. I should have got sunglasses today. Here we go. All right, well, I've scared up just about everything back here. I haven't been able to get close enough. Came real close to a pheasant right now, like a minute ago. There's a rooster flying over there. My mouth is freezing closed. Words are going to be hard to say for a minute, but I will tell you, it packs really nicely. It's got a good punch. It packs a good punch itself. And how's my shot count? It's really not that bad. Shot count is not that bad. Even having a smaller cylinder on there, I still find it useful. Highly recommend it. I like it. I think it's awesome, and I love the direction that Pinty optics and air rifles are going. They're modernizing, and they're doing things a lot of other companies aren't doing. I think they're doing it at a more competitive price. So thank you to Pinty for sending this out. Definitely going to have more content with this one coming up soon. This is a 250 bar open sights with Picatinny pistol. Yes, it is PCP. It's threaded, half UNF, half by UNF. So if I take this off underneath, that's going to expose, it's quite a thread. There we go. It's going to expose the ability to put a can on there. For this first half of the review, at least right now, I'm not going to be shooting this with a can. You do have fiber optic sights included, front and rear, 2 different colors. You have kind of a pink up front, or red, and then a green in the rear. They are adjustable, at least the rear sight is adjustable. It's sitting in a dovetail. Let's see if I can get this to focus. It's sitting in a dovetail mount, and then you have the Picatinny up here. So you could throw on a red dot, which I'm going to definitely be doing later. You do get some really cool magazines, but in order to show you that, first I'm going to show you that this is a side lever, which you pull back until it clicks. I'm going to remove the magazine just for a moment. Okay, now that I've slid that out, that's really cool. 10-shot rotary magazine. This is one of the easiest kind to fill in the industry. This one requires no special knowledge. You pretty much just put one in and then you rotate it. So you go nose in, and the skirt should be facing the clear portion. When you load the magazine, the clear portion should be facing you. And I do find I have to put a little bit of effort into it when I press it in. If I can just show you, there is, with your barrel, there's a little bit of a notch cut out there, and you're just pressing those together, and then the lever on the other side is going to engage your pellet and push it into the chamber for you. Just like that. Really, really nice magazine. Actually quite a smooth loading process overall. Nice, good, tight fit between these components so far. Now this guy does have Picatinny underneath, and I can throw my bipod on there. But initially, I think I'll just test it like this. You're going to have safe and fire with your safety mechanism on the side. And you can actually see it on both sides. There is an indicator on the other side to tell you when it's ready to shoot. I'll just start off the bags and then probably move to the bipod later. Okay, definitely on paper. Cocking mechanism feels really nice. Very solid. Trigger feels like it's probably in that 5 pound area. And actually, it's time to reload. I am zeroing with just some SIG match pellets. I'll probably heavy up the grain weight a little bit later. Initially, these are a great indoor-outdoor close-range pellet. Not bad. You know, wad cutters aren't really a hunting pellet for me unless it's really close. Not worried about that right now. I just want to get her zeroed up. See what kind of consistency I can get. Start smoothing out all the internals. You should be getting 20 regulated shots with this pistol. 20 regulated shots with such a small package. It's really not too bad of a deal. The rifles that Pinty offers obviously give more than that with larger reservoirs. This is a relatively small looking reservoir, so they're doing good to offer you 20 regulated shots. I would say as far as sound report goes, it's definitely got some sound. A little noisy. But at 15 yards, the group looks good. Shooting against a shoot and see target, which I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, just a little high. Make some adjustments, and then I'll come back and we'll talk more about it. All right, when it comes to loading this, one thing I'm finding is useful, the probe that presses the pellet forward, if you just give a little pull back on this, you can see it moving just slightly. It alleviates some of the tension of putting a magazine in. The magazine itself goes in just fine, but it alleviates a little tension. It might make it just a touch smoother. And then pressing forward, you can see you have a big paddle, and you're just going to make sure that it's lined up well and closes every time. It does have a magnet under that, but just make sure it closes all the way, and that when you cock it, you go all the way back until it clicks, and then return it. You don't need to be really forceful with any of these components. That is a way that you would damage it. But one thing I just wanted to say was, when you pull that probe back just a little bit and insert your magazine, it just alleviates some of the tension between the case housing, the plastic housing, and the probe tip. All right, 15 yards again, ready to go. And how do I want to do this? I think shooting it with a bipod, definitely not necessary, but it might help me take out a little bit of the wiggle, and I can shoot it with a rear big, make it steady as possible. Yeah, I'm gonna go with something like this. I think that should put us in there. Let's see what I can do. 15 yards. If these SIG pellets don't perform, I'll probably just switch to the H&Ns. They always seem to do well out of the Pinty guns that I've shot. I'm getting a little bit of cold wind coming in. It's actually quite cold out today. All right. All right, that seemed like a decent group. So after, let's see, we're at 20 shots out of the gun. That's how much has registered on here for power. We're still in the green. I know we're edging closer to the end of the actual, what would you call it, regulated shots. We're gonna fall off the reg here, that internal non-adjustable reg. But I'm good with that. 20 shots, especially hunting or plinking, it wouldn't be that hard to pump this back up again really quickly and get another 20. Or if you have a tank with you and you want to top it off really quick. The pistol seems to have performed well. I'm going to show you what I came up with here and explain the target. Let's explain. So initial shots, just getting the thing on paper. So I kind of walked it down and made some adjustments to the sight, held dead center with 2, and I was like, okay, we're on paper. And then I went over here and I did an okay group. Actually, you know what? At 15 yards, that's pretty good with open sights. That's not bad at all for a PCP, and it does still provide some decent power. Those are wad cutters, so they cut kind of a nice hole. And then I went over here and did another 5. I did let the gun rest for a second. I don't think that's immediately necessary. It's just kind of a habit, and I'm trying to let it acclimate to the temperature that I'm in. It's warm in here. I'm next to a wood stove, and so I'm just trying to let it be warm and not freezing cold. Anyways, that's basically a 1-hole group. There might be, just a couple edges to it, but it's basically a 1-hole group. Really impressed with that, with just minor adjustments, really quick, getting it on paper, and now that's close enough. I'll probably leave it right there. I don't think I'll even take it down anymore. I think that's fine. I'll leave it right there. That's a really nice 5-shot group at 15 yards with any pistol. I'd be happy with that with any pistol, actually. Centerfire, rimfire, or this PCP. So even with the, what I'm going to call a slightly heavy trigger, it's actually performing well because the trigger break seems to be consistent. It doesn't seem to be unpredictable or have a lot of, grit in it, anything like that. It's just a little bit heavy. That's it. The magazine loading is really convenient. I do like having the side lever on there. I'm right-handed, so it's very convenient to run that. Being left-handed would change things for you a little bit. The Picatinny on the bottom, I can take it or leave it, but one of the cool things about this is because it has Picatinny, yes, you can run some accessories on there, like you could throw on a bipod and fork the legs forward and use it to rest it a little better. You have Picatinny on the top, which in a future video I'll probably show with a red dot on top. I don't think I'll do any magnified optics, but a red dot on top of there. And, you could do a light laser combo if that was your thing for whatever reason down here. That's kind of cool. And it's really easy to pump up. This wasn't terribly hard to pump up at all. It's not a huge reservoir, but it does hold enough to get 20 regulated shots, and you can do a lot with that. Let's talk about balance points. So balance of the pistol, you would think, well, look at all that mass out front. But actually, that's what you would see in a lot of target pistols, with something with a little bit more mass out front. And a lot of this is maybe deceiving because it's kind of like a faux M-lock look. It's actually machined out lightning cuts or weight-saving cuts. So that doesn't touch the barrel immediately, which is no problem even if it did. And the balance point seems to be pretty good. Seems to be pretty natural to me. It's not a terribly heavy pistol, but it does have some weight, and a lot of it seems to be right around here. It's centered right in here, so it's still handy. It's still in hand where the weight is. Just if you're going to shoot it, I don't recommend doing stuff like this because that's not going to be very stable. It's a little unnatural and gets your shoulders out of alignment. But this, kind of like shooting a normal pistol, you put your thumbs on the side, you give it a good grip like you would any centerfire pistol or rimfire pistol. You get a nice high tang grip with your strong hand. It actually feels pretty steady. The sights seem to stand out just fine. I don't have a lot of issue with that. Shooting through a little Mirage today because I'm shooting from inside to outside in the winter. But I really didn't have issue with that. I'll still be going to a red dot just because I prefer a red dot. And they have a whole host of other releases coming out that are similar to this, modernized, new features, and a good direction for the company as a whole. I like that. If you didn't like this and this isn't what you're interested in, maybe watch one of these videos that has been handpicked for you.